Let's see. Get that right. Okay. So, while I'm doing that, let's see. So I'm gonna wait for people to hop on, because I know I had a lot that had commented. So I'm gonna try and get everyone added. While I am trying to get everyone tagged and everything, if you know anyone that is interested in buying a house, wants to become a homeowner, share the video. That way they can watch it also, because I'm going to be giving a lot of information, answering questions. So definitely stay live if you can, so that you can ask any questions and really get your specific questions answered. So share. Trying to get back hyped today because it's been like a super long day. I've been going since 10 o'clock this morning. Well, I lied. Me and my husband got up and went to the gym this morning at like 5:30, and then it's been like a super long day. So I'm trying to keep it going for you guys. I'm a little tired, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let me find who wanted to be added and tag them in this if I can. Hey everyone. Alright, so edit audience. Let me make sure that everyone is on here. Alright. And so we had, alright, give me just a second because I'm going to try and get these people added. Like I said, if you know anyone that specifically is looking to buy a house soon in the next year, definitely go ahead and tag them in this, and then share it also. Thank you, Tiffany. I just got a notification that you shared it, so. Let's see, who else? And also, if you guys have any questions while I'm getting everyone added, go ahead and comment your question. All right, so I think I have. We're almost done. And then let me tag my sis, because I know she has some people on hers. So do you have any questions before I get started that you want to make sure and get answered while I am finishing up with this? Make sure and comment them. Because what we're going to be going over, so here's a run through real quick. We're basically going over the whole thing. What you need, the process, how you get there, all that. So we are going over it all. Let's see where she commented. All right, so I think I have everyone that's gonna be added. If you, like I said, if you're not added, sorry, I'm trying to get everyone. So let's go over it. All right, so let me make sure that light is kind of weird. Let me see if go ahead anyway. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. It's not gonna be perfect. Apparently these lights behind me are kind of weird, but we'll make it through. So what I want to, let me get the comments out the way. All right, so what we're gonna cover is what you need. So we're gonna go over your credit, the job, debt to income, what that is. We're gonna go over the different types of loans. And then also what I wanna cover is Tennessee's program to help like lower income families be able to buy a home. So to get started, does anyone, let me put the comments back so I can see. So I want this hot, like, make comments. Please, like, interact with me because, like I said, guys, like, it's been a super long day for me. I'm super tired. I'm trying not to let that factor in this. But anyways, so for credit, does anyone know right offhand what credit score you want to have to be able to get a loan? Like I said, so comment. Let me know what you guys think for a credit score that you have to have. And I'm basing this off of your participation. So let's see what you got. Nobody? Okay, so technically, hey Jesse. So technically, you're gonna see some places that say 580. 580 has a lot of stipulations with that. If you have a 580 credit score, you're gonna have to have a lot more that comes along with that. So we'll talk about that with like the debt to income ratio. So really what I recommend for my clients, what my lenders recommend is 640 and above. 640 is going to get you in the door. 680 is going to be better than 720 is really going to open up those possibilities for you and give you the better interest rates, more options for your loans. And guys, even though like 1 or 2 points on an interest rate may not seem that much whenever you're thinking of, $100,000+, it definitely does. So right now I was actually looking up, so rates are between 3 and 4%. Whenever I got my loan, I want to say it was like 4.75 or something like that. So rates are definitely down right now. However, I want to say it's still, the qualifications are a little bit higher because of COVID and everything. So, like I said, really what I want you all to start getting in your mindset is that you want to get to 680 and above. Obviously, that 640 is going to get you in the door, but it's just going to get you in the door. You want to get that 680 and above, and it's definitely doable, guys. We work with clients all day long that start in the 400s and 500s, and even with them, I tell them, obviously you're going to have to give yourself a good 6 to 12 months. Not necessarily like if you're in a credit repair program, that's usually around 6, but if you're in the 400s and 500s, kind of give yourself this next year, give yourself 2020 to really start building up your positive history. I can almost tell you if you have a 4 or a low 500, you probably don't have any credit cards open. So you really want to work on that. And if this isn't a credit building live, so that's going to be on a different conversation. But if you don't have a credit card, you definitely want to do that. So what is it that your service actually does? I will get to that at the end. Yes. So I want to go over what you want to do to know as far as getting in the door with home loans, because that's a lot of my clients' biggest goals is to be able to get into a home. But I'm definitely going to cover what we do and how we're able to help you. So your credit, like I said, you really want to get in your mind that you want to have that 18 or 680 and above. With your job, so lenders are going to look at your job stability. So make sure that if you're job hopping right now, find you something that you can stick with and just keep going to work for the next 2 years, because you're going to need that history. So, and that's if you have If you have a 672, I would honestly say, so for me, I like to look at the full report and not just your score. That's going to be the same thing that a lender is going to do. So a lender isn't just going to say, oh, you have a 672, she's approved. They're also going to go in and look at your debt to income ratio, how long you've been on a job, if you have any student loans, if you have any late payments, how recent those are. So I would definitely be more than happy if you want to shoot me a message and send me a reminder. Just shoot me a message. What I can do is we can take a look at your credit reports. I don't charge just to give you an educated expert opinion on what you need to do from here. If you're ready, then go ahead and talk to a lender. If you're not ready, then I can kind of give you what you want to do from there and what your options are. And the thing with doing that, just coming to me instead first, is going to be where we can just go over your credit reports and really understand that before you go to a lender and they pull that inquiry. Because once you have the inquiry, if you're not approved, if you're not up there, if they don't have the qualifications that matches what they want, then they're just going to have to re-pull it later, and now you have 2 inquiries versus 1. I don't pull your credit. As far as whenever we look at your score, we actually use a credit monitoring service, so it allows me to be able to actually get a overview of your full report. So 672 is pretty decent, but like I said, let me actually look over your report. I don't care to do that. It's free of charge, and then I can give you my expert opinion from there on what everything on your report looks like. So with a regular, like if you're working a 9 to 5, corporate job or something like that, they're going to want to see that you've been at that job or at least in the same field for the last 2 years. If you are self-employed, it's a little different. So self-employed, they're going to want to see, I believe it's 3. So 3 years tax returns. May even be that they want you to be in it for 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. I will get that answered with a lender that I know, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. 2 if you are like regular corporate. And they're looking at, so here's another thing with owning your own business. Let me make a comment on that. Whenever you own your own business, obviously we have to pay taxes on that because we're not paying taxes throughout the year. Most of us aren't, right? So with that, you have to factor in, if you're filing your own business income, right? So you have a lot of business owners who try to write off everything, right? Because then that's less money that you have to pay taxes on. But here's the thing, if you're planning on buying a house, you don't want your tax return to show that you didn't make any money and you wrote everything off just so you didn't have to pay those taxes. So eat the taxes 1 year. Pay what you're supposed to pay. Don't try to write off everything, because then it's going to look like you don't have any money, and so at that point you're not going to be able to get approved because you don't have enough income. So just keep that in mind for my self-employed people. Another thing that they're going to look at, other than just your credit score and your job, they're going to look at your debt to income ratio. So debt to income ratio is exactly what it says. It is your debt, how much you owe, how much you have going out, compared to your income, and that number is what they're going to want you to see you under. So for like an FHA, a lot of times it's going to be less than like 47. You have to have it less than 47% debt to income ratio. The way that you would the way that you would figure that up is you're gonna take your income, divide it into your debt. So that's gonna give you a percentage. The way that you're gonna figure your debt is anything that's on your credit report. So this is gonna be like your minimum credit card payments. If you pay more, then that's fine. They're just gonna factor your minimum credit card payments. So your credit card payments, your car loans, your student loans. So here's the thing about student loans. So for anyone who has student loans that are in default, deferment, forbearance, any of those where you're not paying anything, you don't have an actual amount, they're gonna look at your percentage. So they're gonna take 1% of your student loan amount. That's going to be your monthly payment that they're going to factor into that debt to income ratio. So here's the thing. If you have student loans, you want to get those situated before you go into a loan. Obviously, if you're in school and stuff, then that's fine. You don't have to worry about your student loans. They are still going to factor them in, but you're in school, go ahead and finish school. What they do, though, I never hit enter. Blonde moment. Look, I added all these people and tagged them, and then I never hit enter. So, with the student loans, what you want to do is, if you're not in school right now, we definitely need to get those taken care of. So, my company does also help with student loans. So if your student loans are in default, if they're in forbearance, definitely get in touch with me so that you can get those taken care of. Putting your student loans just in forbearance does absolutely nothing but just pushes them off. It does not take care of the problem. It's not beneficial for you. Let me tell you, if you qualify for forbearance, you most likely are going to qualify for a $0 monthly payment. And if you have a $0 monthly payment, at least you're getting good payment history, and you're on a program to where after so many years, your loans can be forgiven whatever the balance is at the end. And let's just think about it. If you've been making the $0 payment each month, that's going to be the full balance depending on, how long your payment is $0. And it just goes by your income. So that's what they're pretty much going to be looking at. Okay. They're going to look at your credit score, and they're going to take the middle number. That's not the average, it is the middle number. I actually did talk to a realtor today that I guess she knows a couple lenders that do it a little differently. But the norm is that they're going to take your middle score. So say if you have this is a wide variation just so I can remember the numbers. If you have like a 600, a 650, and a 700, they're going to take the 650. So just the middle number. Actually, the middle number, not average. So they're going to look at credit score, your job, to make sure that you've been at the same job or in the same field for a good amount of time, because they are signing you up for a 15 to 30 year term. And if you cannot keep a job longer than a year, longer than 6 months, you probably are not going to be a good person to lend to for 30 years. So what about a joint loan for 2 people? So it's still going to be the same qualifications. They're going to want to see both people have a good score to be able to qualify for the loan. But then also they're going to take a look at the debt to income on both as well. So basically the thing with a joint loan is they're going to be looking at two different people, and their requirements are going to go for each of those. Now, if someone has better credit, then they're going to kind of take theirs. But even the one with the lower credit score, they're going to need it to be at least to some standards. You can't have like a 400 and just go co-sign with someone who has a 750 and think that that's going to work. So both people just really want to be where they need to be for that joint. So we've kind of went over what lenders are going to look at. Those are the things that are going to be factored. Now, you have, as far as the process, like I said, you want to go to a lender first as far as whenever you're actually ready. So if you don't know that your credit report is ready, so if you don't have a good credit score, if you have any collections on there, if you have late payments, if you have charge-offs, medical bills, definitely get with me first. Let's take a look at your credit. Our credit monitoring company that we partner with, they charge you $1 to pull your reports for the first 7 days. So we can always just pull your reports. You get charged $1. If you cancel within that 7 days, you're good. But that'll give us a chance to look over all 3 reports. We're going to see how everything is reporting. Like I said, if you have collections, charge-offs, late payments, repos, anything like that, you definitely want to get with me first so that we can get that cleaned up. A lot of times lenders will still take you if you have collections, but it has to be under a certain amount. It has to be a certain type. It has to be so old. So, like with medical debt, like you can have up to $2,000, but if you have more than $2,000 in medical debt, we need to get some of that cleared off. Don't pay any collections. Let me go on this rant real quick. Don't pay collections until you talk to me also. Because sometimes they don't actually remove them from the account. They just update it, and we want to get those completely removed. Kiara, you said, who should we talk to first to get the home buying process started? Let me get started on that. So you need to talk to a lender. And I have some really good lenders that I can connect you all with. So if any of you feel that you are ready, like I said, my inbox is always open for you guys. Send me a message and I will get you in contact with some really great lenders. that's who you want to go to first. So what they're going to do is they can give you what's called a pre-approval letter. So the pre-approval letter is just kind of a soft, they're going over your stuff. It's not a full detail. There's not sending to underwriting or anything like that. They're just kind of look at it and see if you're pre-approved. If you're pre-approved, that means that you get a letter. It's going to show you around how much you're able to buy. So they'll give you, like say if you're able to spend up to like 115 or 150 or whatever it is that they come up with, you'll get that pre-approval letter. Your realtor is going to want to see a pre-approval letter. I actually know quite a few realtors will not even show you homes if you don't have a pre-approval letter. And that's for a couple of reasons. For one, they get paid on commission. They don't get paid for showing you homes. That is all just investing their time into you, hoping that you buy a home with them and they earn that commission. So a lot of times they're going to want to see that pre-approval letter just to know that you are actually qualified and what homes to be able to show you that are going to be in your budget. If you don't have that pre-approval letter, they're most likely just going to send you to a lender so that you can get that first. Because like I said, if you don't know how much your budget is for a home, what you need to stay in or anything, then it's really hard to narrow down the home that you want. Also, they're going to want a pre-approval letter because there's like a lot of fraud going on and a lot of just like crazy shit. Like there's been realtors get hurt by people meeting up with them and they had no intentions of buying a home. So it's also a protection for them. They know that you are actually interested in buying a home. You're not anyone that's just trying to meet up with them to hurt them. So yes, definitely. And if you have any questions, stay on. Hopefully I answer your questions. If not, my inbox is definitely open. So you want to get your lender pre-approval, and then you're going to go to your realtor. So your realtor is going to help you find a home. A good realtor is going to listen to what you want, and be able to find something in that. Now, here's the thing. My realtor took me to like houses that did not fit in my budget or not like what I wanted or anything. In the end, she did end up finding me a house that I had looked at, but it was over budget. She was actually able to negotiate it down. So keep that in mind. Sometimes they do have like a reason for showing you a home that may be out of your budget, but you definitely want to work with a lender who's going to listen to you. So I know plenty. I have two really good ones that are here in Knoxville, and I can connect you with them, and whenever I tell you, they are bomb. So next, what you're going to do, so whenever you find a home, you're going to get a contract on the home. You're going to get an inspection done. So you're going to have an inspection. It's about $400. It is not refundable. Pay $400, and if they come back and say that the house isn't worth it, or not worth it, because that's going to be your appraisal, but say they come back and like the house just has a whole lot of things wrong with it, okay, yeah, you lost that on your $400, but at least you didn't, purchase a $100 and something thousand home and not know what was wrong or had termite damage or whatever. So you're gonna be paying $400 for an inspection, and then you're also gonna have it appraised. So the appraiser is going to come out and make sure, see how much the home is worth, because obviously a lender doesn't want to give you more than what the home is worth in case they have to default on the loan and take that back. And then you're going to close. So a lot of times, I want to say whenever we refinanced our home, and now it's been about a year and a half, but a lot of lenders are able to get you closed in less than a month. Whenever I was working with the one that I was working with, they actually told me that they could do it in like 21 days. And it was very, very close to that. So, once you are ready, be ready. Here's one thing that you want to keep in mind. If you're looking at buying a home, don't go pay off everything. If you have credit card debt, if you have medical bills, if you have certain things like that, sometimes that is okay and you're still going to be able to get approved. But the reason that you don't want to go and pay off things is because, one, if you pay off a credit card or you close it, or you close an account or you pay off an account, and it can actually drop your score. And then also, if you're paying all this cash out to try and get yourself ready to be approved for a loan, and then you get approved, but you would have been approved anyways, and now you spent all this extra cash, you have to pay for some of these things. Like I said, the inspection is $400. If you don't have this extra money to come up with in this cash that you need, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. You don't always need to pay off all your collections. You don't always need to get your credit card debt down to zero. You definitely don't ever want to close an account. Don't pay off a car. Keep your payments what they are until you know for sure that you're okay to do what you want to do with that. Like I said, I talked to a realtor actually this morning, and especially with COVID, so she had a lot of people who were getting ready to buy a house. Well, with COVID, things kind of got shuffled around. The loans didn't, go through how they wanted, or like contracts were dropped or whatever. For whatever reason, they weren't able to go through with the closing at that time. And so what they did is during this time being, maybe getting a stimulus check or not being able to go out and go shopping, you have extra money, they paid off some things. And then whenever they went to pick back up and get the loan, they didn't qualify because now their credit score had dropped. So just because you're paying off debt does not mean that that is going to increase your score. It can actually do the exact opposite and make it go down. So now we have went over that process. And like I said, if you have any questions on it, please hit my inbox and let me know. It takes me no time at all to just run through your credit report and give you suggestions on that, or see, what can be done, if you're good to go, whatever. So, and obviously I'm not a lender, I'm not an underwriter. I can't tell you you're good to go, you're going to get approved. Let me not make that unclear. But I can at least tell your score is good, your report looks good, your debt to income ratio looks good. We can look at your credit utilization and see if that needs to go down. Things like that. If you have medical debt, instead of paying the medical debt, you might be under the requirement of what they allow you to have, and you might be fine just to go with that. So let's talk about, now I'm going to go into the different types of loans. You've probably heard of a couple of them, but so you have a conventional loan. Okay, so a conventional loan is not government backed. What that means as far as like government backed, if you've heard like the federal, like the federal government backs your loans, like the FHA and stuff like that. Basically, there's private lenders that lend this money, and with government backed loans, the government has backed the lender, not us, backed the lender, that if anything goes default, then that loan is covered by the government. So a conventional is not that. It is not backed by the government. The thing that is different about a conventional is you don't have to have the PMI, which is mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is basically the same thing. You're paying mortgage insurance. You're paying insurance that goes towards, if you were to default, it goes towards that lender. So conventional are more lenient as far as the requirements that they have to have. So like whenever I bought my home, 5 years ago now. So whenever I purchased my home, it was a foreclosed FHA. So it was a HUD home. I got it for cheaper. Basically with FHA, they are backed by HUD. So if you see like a HUD home or something like that, that's most likely what happened. Somebody had an FHA loan and they defaulted on it, so HUD picked it up and they sell it. I would tell you a thing that I learned about HUD homes is for every 30 days that they're on the market, the sale price has to drop $10,000. So how I said my realtor showed me a house that was like $20,000 above my limit. That's because she actually found out that it had been on the market and it was coming due to the price to drop again. So I got it for a lot less than what it was listed for. So with the conventional, you don't have to have PMI. It's not a government-backed loan. Mortgage insurance is always required on a government-backed loan. So conventional is going to be like if you had to do like a rehab or something like that. Like if your property needed work, you're probably going to have that conventional. FHA, so FHA is a government-backed loan. You do have to have the mortgage insurance. With the FHA, your down payments are going to be as low as 3.5%. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to have this cash on hand. And there are programs. We're going to get to that. There are programs, but like mine, so my house wasn't even $100,000. Like it was less than that. Like I said, I got a really good deal on it. I want to say I paid probably close to like $3,000 in closing costs. So I mean, it was a nice chunk of change, but it's something, it's not something that you can't do with like a tax return or something like that. So it was doable, but if I had took that $3,000 and like put that towards my car just to make the balance less, or I didn't have any collections or anything, but just whatever. If I had used that to pay down debt that I had, I wouldn't have been able to close, pay those closing costs, or be able to pay for the appraiser or the inspection or any of that. So your FHA is going to be more for like your first time home buyer. A lot of people are going to get those FHA. I will tell you, FHA, they have more requirements. So like my house had to be, you can't have anything wrong with that house. Like it has to be on point for FHA to approve it. So you also have VA loans. So VA loans are exactly what they say. They're available to military, veterans, surviving spouses. With the VA loans, they actually don't require a minimum credit score, and they don't require a down payment. So that is very beneficial for anyone who's in the military, in the Army. You do have to pay like a funding fee, but it's not your closing cost, and you don't have to have that minimum credit score. So if you know someone who is in the military, or a veteran, or a surviving spouse of someone who passed in the military, let them know that they do qualify for that, and that may be something that they want to look into. All right, so let's get into the fourth kind. So the fourth kind is a USDA loan. A USDA loan is more of a lower down payment. And the thing about the USDA loans is they're gonna be very specific about the area that you buy in. So it's gonna be more like rural. I cannot say this word for shit. Rural? Yeah. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. So you have to buy in that area. And your lender will be able to tell you like the zip codes and things like that you can buy in. Your realtor will also be able to know which one, like what areas are able to get a USDA loan. So the USDA loan, they actually will take you at, let's see, where was I at? Look, guys, I had to make notes because I will be all over the place. So with the USDA loan, like I said, they are going to have specific areas that you can buy, but a lot of times they're going to have like a zero down payment. These are available for like less traditional credit data, like if you just have like rental history or utilities or something like that. If you've been on my Facebook page for any amount of time, you should already know that you need to have a secured card open if you have no credit lines open. A secured card is your best option that you should go to. It's $200. You can get a secured card. I can almost guarantee that if you do not have any credit lines open, you add a secured card, you're probably gonna get about 100 point boost. I've seen it so many times. So many clients that come to me that have no credit, or like not no credit, but that have like a 4 or like a low 5. I look at their credit report, they have no credit lines open. We get that credit card open and their score usually jumps about 100. Like I said, many times I've seen this happen. So I'm not going to promise anyone 100 points, but if you do not have that, that is the first thing that you want to do. I actually have a link on my website to credit building tools. So my website is ceocreditclub.com. If you go to the like fix my credit or repair my credit or something like that page, then it's the drop down under there. So with the USDA, they want to see 640 and above. This is what's going to get your loans processed faster, but like I said, you do have to live in an eligible area. So let's go over programs. So Tennessee offers programs through THDA. So THDA is the Tennessee Housing Development Agency. Hang on. I've not ate since this morning. I'm so hungry. All right, so THDA program. This is available to people in Tennessee who have either never owned a home. Okay, look, I got 8 viewers, so y'all need to share this because I'm about to get to like the juice on if you're a lower income or lower credit score or you need help with the down payment, you want to hear this information. So if you've not shared, go ahead and share this. THDA, and like I said, it's available to those who live in Tennessee who have never owned, or if you've not owned in the last 3 years. So you are eligible if you've owned in the past and something happened, as long as it's not been 10 years. The THDA, so what they do is they help you with closing costs and down payments. Now, with the THDA, you do have to be under a certain income. So this is where it actually benefits you, because you have to be under a certain income to be able to be approved for, or to take advantage of the THDA. THDA is not a lending company. They are not approving you. It is a program to help you get approved through other lenders. And they do have to be THDA lenders, or that work with THDA. Thank you guys. I got my little notification that y'all are sharing it. Like I said, you all need to know about this THDA program. Basically, like I said, what they're going to do is they're going to help you with providing closing costs, providing a down payment. It includes government-backed and conventional loans. So the loan options that we just went over, like the FHA and the USDA, the VA, the conventional, all that is possible under the THDA program. The eligibility. So here's the thing. For the THDA, you need to have a minimum score of 640. Not difficult to do. If you are below a 640, you need to contact me. I have a special going on right now with our credit repair program, and you need to be in there, because definitely a 640 is, 640 is medium, guys. Like, credit scores go up to 850. So a 640 is definitely doable. I've not really seen anyone that had under, I've seen like a 390, but other than that, you either have a 0 or like a 400, 500. So 640 is definitely doable, guys. Definitely doable. If you have collections, charge-offs, late payments, repos, anything like that, get with me so we can get your shit cleaned up. All right, so you do need to have a 640. You need to meet the income requirements. And then also, like I said, THDA is not a lender. They are a program. So after you go through this program, you have to qualify for the program, but you also have to meet the lender's requirements. So the lender's requirements are going to be like your debt to income ratio, what they want to see, how long you've been in a job, and things like that. So what I'm teaching you, what I'm telling you anyways, is to get you where you need to be for everyone. For the THDA, for a lender, this is what they're going to require. They're going to need to see like your paid program, like, what was I saying? I lost it. I was thinking about something else that I wanted to tell y'all about. So with this THDA, so, and then, okay, so your property can't exceed the limit. So they have a limit that you can't go over. Your property can't go over that. Here's the thing though. Let me find where it was. Okay, here's what I was looking up earlier, and this is so good for hustlers. Anyone who is trying to make a better life for your children. We know like real estate is really good to get into, right? We know that passive income is something that we need. We need to be able to create income each month that's coming into us, not just based on hours that we put in. If you don't have some type of hustle, you need to get one, okay? So here's the thing. THDA mortgages, all right? You have to live in the home. You can't get a THDA loan and then buy home and rent it out, or buy home and try to sell it. You do have to live there. They have a couple of different programs. However, what they're doing, so with the THDA, basically what they're doing, like I said, you have, excuse me, like the no down payment and the no closing costs. Well, what they're doing is actually giving you a interest-free loan. Now, there is a catch to that. If you move, if you sell your home, if you go default within however many years, I want to say it's either like, it's between 5 and 10. And it might even be a little bit more. I'll have to look a little bit more into that for you guys if that's a question that you have. But if you end up moving from the property from before that time is up, you're going to have to pay that back. And they will get that money back. I've had friends, moms who got their taxes garnished because they moved from a property before it was up for that time frame. So this is going to be more for people who are living in that home. It's not for any type of investment, flipping, or anything like that. Let me get to what they're able to do. So this is something, guys, if you can do this, This is going to set you up. This is going to be the start to set your children up. So with THDA, right? So THDA is meant for people with low income, not the best credit score. It helps you with down payments and closing costs. Here's the thing that they also do. Listen to this. So this is straight from the THDA website. So THDA mortgages are made only to persons who will use the home as their principal residence. Okay, fine. We just went over that, right? Here we go. A property can be up to 4 units. Okay, so this is an apartment building. A property can be up to 4 units, providing that the borrower occupies one of the units as his or her principal residence. Rental income from the additional units will count as income towards the borrower's household income limit. So, basically, yes, that does go towards your limit, but you can get an apartment building. It can't be a big apartment building, but you could do like a duplex. It's set up to 4 units. I would say a duplex is probably going to keep you around the right income level still. If you had like 4, depending on what size the building was and the rent, it may go over that, because like I said, THDA, you still have to have under a certain amount of income. And I want to say, I had a client in the other day. She was a single person, and we looked it up for her. I want to say it was like 69,000, maybe like 67 or 69,000 that she had to make under that per year to be able to qualify for the THDA loan. So here's the thing: if you can get into a like not a condo, but a duplex or something like that, where you're going to get that rental income. Okay, so if you're living in it, right, and say your mortgage payment was, we'll say $750, because to be honest, guys, mortgage payments are less than rent payments, and I think we all know that. And the crazy thing is, with mortgage payments, you also have mortgage insurance, you have taxes, you have other things factored into that payment, and it's still less than what a rental payment is going to be. So I'm pretty sure, like, if you're trying to find like a 3-bedroom house, you're going to be paying close to $9 or better. So I mean, we have a 3.5, well, I say 3.5. We have a 3-bedroom, we have a sunroom, we have 3 bathrooms, half an acre. My mortgage was less than my 2-bedroom house that I was renting. Like, whenever I first bought my house, I was paying $626. And that's for, like I said, half an acre, 3 bedrooms, a sunroom, up and downstairs, or look, upstairs and downstairs, up and downstairs. I don't recommend stairs. It's definitely cheaper. Like, I was paying $675 to rent a house. Then that $675 just got thrown away each month. So this is definitely something, like, I mean, you can't, like I said, THDA cannot be used for purchasing investment property, a second home, or property used for the operation of a business. But be smart about this, guys. Like, if you can live in a duplex, like say if you have a smaller family, or if it's just you and your spouse, getting a duplex, if you charge someone $700-800 for rent, and you can charge them more because they're renting, and your mortgage is $650, you got your mortgage paid plus you made $150. I mean, granted, you probably want to have a little bit extra income coming in, like a job or something, because that $150 ain't gonna go very far. But if you have something that's gonna cover your mortgage payment, like, usually that's the biggest bill for any of us, right? So let's see, guys, I think that covered it. So are there any questions that you guys have that I didn't go over? And I'll give you all a chance. I was trying to make this, never mind. I was trying to make it short because I had a long day, but you all got me back hyped. Like, talking about credit, talking about finances, getting you into a home, helping you in any way I can whenever it comes to credit, like, lights me up. So let me go over, because I had someone ask earlier how my company works. So what we do is, if you don't know, I own CEO Credit Club. So we're located right in Fountain City. We just moved over here about 2 months ago. I used to be out in just a regular little office closet on Cedar Bluff. So I'm here now. Have a big area for you all to come in, learn about credit, talk about credit. Once COVID ends, we're going to start doing trainings for high school, elementary, first-time home buyers. building your credit, all that. So I want this to really be your credit central for Knoxville, to be able to, if you have any questions, if you just don't know what the fuck to do right now, like with your credit, I don't even know where to start. Like, I don't even know what it is. I've not looked at it. I'm scared to look at it, whatever. Come see me. Let me take a look at it. Believe me, I've probably seen worse. Don't ever be ashamed of your credit score. Like I said, just let me know, because I can help you with creating a game plan and what you want to do from there. So basically what my company does, we are going to start by doing a full credit analysis. So we have you pull your credit reports, and whenever I say pull, you do not get an inquiry. We use a credit monitoring service, because that won't affect you, because that kind of defeats what we're trying to do. So we're going to take a look at your full credit report. We're going to go over all three of them, take a look at what is hurting you, what is taking away from your score, what's helping you build up your score, and we're going to create our plan from there. So we're going to be showing you and giving you the tools that you need to build up your positive credit. So if you're needing to build, you need to add accounts, we're going to show you what you need to do and how you need to use it. If you are... Sorry, Coach, you threw me off. And look, so I'm so glad about that too. And the thing is, like right now, and I'm so appreciative for my clients bearing with me, because right now with COVID, credit bureaus have a little bit longer to get back with this, and they're just dragging their feet on everything. So I'm super happy about my clients just being so just wonderful. Y'all are amazing. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at where you need to build, what you need to do. We're going to give you all the tools on how to do that, what you need to do, the directions, be here if you have questions, all that. Okay. I am 100% here when you need me. Next, what we're going to do. So that's your part, right? Building your positive credit, making your payments on time. That's your part. I cannot do that for you. I cannot make your payments on time. I don't have access to your money nor your bills. So, what we're going to do from there, so we're going to instruct you on how to build, what you need to do to build up the positive credit. What we're looking at are, I've said this plenty of times, so collections, charge-offs. So charge-offs are like credit card accounts and things like that that have been closed. Cell phone bills, Comcast, if you have late payments from a credit card or a loan, those are things that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at your student loans. If you're in our credit program, so I offer student loans as an outside service. If you need help getting your student loans back together and in good standing, I can help you with that. But if you're in my credit program, it's included. Another thing that we include is if you need help getting a checking account, there's actually a different bureau that banks report to and that they pull from. So we're actually going to be looking at that one too. But basically what we do is we're looking at those collections, charge-offs, things that are hurting your score, and we're going to challenge those. So what I mean by challenge those, if you've heard like on Credit Karma and things like that, how you can dispute items. So we're disputing items. Let me make this big, bold, and clear. Do not ever dispute on Credit Karma, okay? You cannot dispute how you need to dispute. You can only send in one thing. You can't put any information in it. You can't, basically it's a hit or miss, and most of the time it's a miss, okay? And there's nothing you can do. And then also if you are disputing online through Credit Karma and things like that, then you actually give up some of your rights as far as what the laws, creditors and bureaus have to follow. Okay, so whenever we do things in writing, for when we create a paper trail, we're able to sue them if we need to. We do not dispute based on the account being yours or not. Okay, if a credit company is disputing based on the account not being yours and it was yours, you need to find another credit company, because for one, that dispute does not work anymore. It's so old and outused. Like that whole, this account is not mine, that shit does not work. Okay, the account is yours. They know it's yours, and so that's not a valid dispute. We are actually looking at how the reports or how the accounts are reporting, what fields are there, what's missing, when it was updated, are they compliant, do they have the documents that they're supposed to, are they getting back within the time frame, do they have anything that we can find that is not compliant? And believe me, we are able to find that in almost 100% of the accounts that we look at, and we're able to get those removed based on violations that we find with these accounts being compliant. Whenever you are reporting to someone's credit as a company, so like your credit card company, medical debt company like Wakefield and Optimum Recovery, what's What's some other IC systems? Whenever you are a collection company, you are obligated whenever you report to someone's credit to make sure that you are reporting and you are being compliant, that things are accurate, that it's up to date, that it is complete. And things are done electronically now, and on almost, like I said, almost all the credit reports I've ever seen have errors in them. And just about every account that I look at, I can show my clients on their report where those differences are. And that's just the differences that we can see on paper. That's not actually getting into the dispute process and digging into that file. So it is a process. A lot of times what I tell my clients just to kind of mentally prepare for is the average for our client being in our program is 6 months. 6 to 12 months, but really I try to keep it around 6. The reason that it might take longer is, for one, right now with COVID, credit bureaus have an additional 15 days to get back with us, so that kind of sucks. But then so typically they had 30 to 45 days to get back with us. It is a process, guys. So whenever we're disputing something, things may come back and say verified and things like that. That is by no means the end of my process. That is the very beginning. I actually tell my clients to expect things to come back and say verified. That way, whenever it comes back and say verified, they're like, okay, I know this is what we're supposed to do. But the thing is, that's where a lot of people stop. And credit repair companies, that's where we do not. We know how to take that verified response and actually use that against them. Because, see, credit bureaus are supposed to do investigations whenever you request them. If they do, here's the thing, they don't. Okay, they send, whenever you send a dispute into the credit bureaus, they have a system called eOscar. It's an electronic system, and what they're doing is basically someone's on this end typing in saying such and such said that this account is not theirs. They send it to IC Systems. IC Systems says the name matches, it's verified. They send it back to the credit bureau. The credit bureau sends you a letter that says this account was verified. What they did not do is look into the account and make sure that that collection company has all the documents that they're supposed to, that they have the bond that they're supposed to, that they have everything reporting how it's supposed to actually match the true account information and not just match the information that the report is reporting. See, what they're doing is just verifying that the information being reported is the same information being given. It's not verifying that the information is actually correct. And if that doesn't make sense, please let me know, because that is like one of my biggest things. Like, they're not doing those investigations. So we're digging into that and saying, you know, like, how are you doing this investigation? Who did you talk to? What documents did you look at? How was it verified? How did you send back saying that this was verified and you completed this investigation whenever this field says this field says this, and on another report it says this and this? It can't be different information, especially if you investigated it to make sure that it's right. So now whenever they came back and said, Melissa, we verified this account, it's staying on the credit report, now I can go back and say, okay, so you verified this account. What was your investigation process like? And then we can go back and say, okay, so you verified this account, however, this, and this are incorrect. Therefore, you did not do this investigation, which is illegal, which goes against my consumer rights, and I have the right to sue you for that. So, but here's the thing: if we didn't do something initially, then you have to go back and do that. So that's why you really want to let a credit repair company handle this, because it is a process. It's not something that you send one letter and that's it. There's not a magic letter. All these templates that are online that you can find, believe me, they've been sent in multiple of thousands of times. Okay, their systems are going to record what letters are sent in. If your letter is being sent and it looks like the other 1,000 letters that they got that hour, they're just going to put it in a pile as frivolous and not even do anything about it. Because you're probably not going to do anything to pursue it whenever they come back and say, no, it's still going to be on your report. Because you knew the account was yours and that's how you disputed it. So let me get back on track, because like I said, talking about credit will light me up, especially disputing. Like, that is what I love. Like finding the little details and being the little arguer that I can be. So, and then I'm little persistent person over here. So we're going to look at cleaning up your negative items. Let me shorten this, come back, bring it back around. So we're going to look to help you build up your positive credit. We're going to work to remove your negative items, completely legal. There's nothing that we do fraudulent. You do have some companies out here that will file like identity theft. If you ever come across a credit repair company that tells you that they can guarantee deletions in so many days, if they tell you that if they ever charge you up front, that is illegal. Like, you have credit repair companies. I think there's even a girl in Knoxville that charges like a one-time upfront fee. That's illegal as hell. Illegal as hell, okay? I bet y'all aren't signing no type of client contract, which is required. Like, there's a whole Credit Repair Organization Act that requires our contract to say certain things. And you have to have a $100,000 bond if you're practicing in Tennessee. So I can guarantee you that anyone who is telling you that they can promise to get deletions, or that they can get this account removed or that account removed, or I can have your account free of collections in 30 days, be careful, because they can get you and them sent to jail. They're filing fraudulent affidavits, which are court papers, affidavits that the stuff wasn't yours when it is. We are actually looking at things that are there that are actual violations, has nothing to do with whether the account is yours or not, to get those legally removed. So that is how we work. Like I said, I do have a promotion going on right now. It's $89 to get started and $89 a month. You're not locked into any type of time frame. I've actually had a client who, damn it, this girl done got everything removed in her first month and didn't have to do nothing else. I was a little unhappy with myself. Like, dang, lost the client now. I mean, I'm happy for her. You know, she got her account, she got her report cleaned up and everything was gone. I've actually had a couple clients like that with medical debts. Let me not tell y'all that. I want you to get your hopes up. We have a really good success rate, but I definitely try to, I want to under promise and over deliver. I want you all to know, you know, what is possible, what's not possible. I don't want you all to have, you know, like the expectation that next month your credit report is going to come back and you're going to go from like a 400 to an 850. It's not going to happen. So I try to be realistic with you guys. I'm definitely like a very transparent person. So anytime like my clients have questions, if you have questions, I may not be able to answer right then, but I definitely always get back with you. So, hey, Sharina. It's my purple lip gloss matching friend. I seen your picture with your purple lip gloss on. So, yes, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. I think I've covered everything. Do you all have any questions about your credit, what you need to have to get a loan, where you need to start, what type of programs? That is something I want to go over. So with the THDA program, they do require you to take a credit education class. It's like 90. I think there's different ones. So there's like one that's like $25 and then one that's $99. Basically, they're just going to want to know that you know how to manage your credit. I'm working on being able to provide that, but we have to be a nonprofit. So in the future, guys, I'll be able to offer that for you. But for now, let me help you get your credit straightened up. Let me give you the tools, the strategy, the game plan that you need if you just don't know where the fuck to start. Let me help you. But that's it. I think I've gone over it all. Let's see. If you haven't, thank you. Yes, definitely go back, Sharina, and watch it, because I went over a lot as far as the whole freaking home buying process, what you need, programs, types of loans, all that good shit. So, if you don't know, I'm right here at the Chick-fil-A at Broadway. So Broadway, Kroger, Fountain City, that little area, the liquor store. I don't know, either you're a good person, you eat Chick-fil-A, or you might hit up the liquor store. Either way, I'm right there next to you. Help me inbox me where to start. Mine is medical bills. Definitely send me a message, or after this I'll try to go back through my comments and send you a message. It's probably easier if you message me. But yes, let's definitely go over those. Honestly, like, medical bills are one of those things. There's so many different technical things with medical bills, and that just gives us a lot more to even dispute. There's so much compliance that goes into that. like so much in the back end of it, you know, like who they build, your explanation of benefits, your coordination of benefits, what was done, what was, all that. Okay, so medical are definitely that's the two. So the clients that I said like literally their first month working with me and all their shit was deleted was because it was all medical bills, like Optimum Recovery, Wakefield and Associates. Wakefield and Associates is big. So, and I do know like they're not in the building right now. So, any other questions or anything like that? But definitely message me so that we can get you started on it. And if you don't have very many, so like I said, my promotion that I have right now is $89 to get started, $89 a month. If you have less than 5 items, like less than 5 things that we need to work on, less than 5 collections, let me know that in a message. We'll just need to verify, of course, and just make sure. But if you have less than that, then I don't charge you that full amount. I do have kind of like a basic program. We're still going to do all the same things. It's just not as much because you don't have as many items that we have to dispute. So, like I said, if you don't have any, if you don't have an open credit account, you definitely need to do that. I have a card linked on my website. It's ceocreditclub.com, and there's a secured card on there. It's under the credit building tools. That's going to be a great thing. Like I said, I've had clients gain 100 plus points just by adding that. Speaking of, Marcos, if you've not gotten that card, I'm going to need you to do that. And then, let's see. What else was I going to say? If you have student loans, you need to get with me. If they're in default, if your taxes are being taken or anything like that, definitely let me know. We can help you with those. And you guys know tax season just ended. So it ended on July 15th. If you do not owe and you are just getting a refund, you're still fine to still file. So let me know if you guys haven't filed this year. We are also a tax preparation company, so we can file your taxes here. And then also, also a notary. So if you guys ever need anything notarized, I'm just right here in Fountain City. So, all right, guys. If you have any other questions, just hit my inbox. I'm going to go ahead and end this because it's after 9 and I'm tired as hell. So, yes. Hopefully this was valuable to you guys. You learned something. Share it so that other people can get their life together and get in a home instead of just paying people to rent, because that just makes other people rich. And we're trying to be rich. So we need to get to that and not just give it to other people. All right, guys. Well, I will talk to you later.